everybody. We are in Columbia, South Carolina, which is also known as being famously hot. And it is hot today, but we are at my most favorite place in the world, Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. So, if you don't know, this is my favorite place because it's a place I've always came. I came here ever since I was 5 years old. Then we came again whenever I was 14, got membership at 15, and the rest, they say, is history. We come here quite frequently, even though it's been a while since we last came. So are you ready? Yes, I'm ready too. So this talks about conservation around the world, saving wildlife and wild places. Riverbanks Zoo and Garden is an accredited member of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, an organization dedicated to the advancement of zoos and aquariums in conservation, education, science, and recreation. AZA represents more than 230 institutions in the United States and overseas. Collectively, AZA members attract over 183 million annual visitors and contribute millions of dollars in support of scientific research, conservation, and education programs. And it says, leaders in conservation. Conservation is a priority for the AZA accredited zoos and aquariums and a key part of Riverbanks' mission. Accredited members of the AZA make up one of the largest conservation organizations in the world. Every year, AZA zoos and aquariums invest $160 million on field conservation projects alone, supporting more than 260,000 projects in 130 countries, reinforcing Riverbanks' commitment. Riverbanks Society is the private nonprofit organization supporting the needs of Riverbanks Zoo and Garden. The society established the Riverbanks Conservation Support Fund in 1996 to provide financial support to the zoo staff and other biologists working to save wildlife and wild places. In 2017, the fund was renamed Sachs Krantz Conservation Fund in honor of the president and CEO's 44-year career at Riverbanks. Over 20 years, Riverbanks has provided nearly $1 million in grants for more than 200 conservation projects in 36 countries around the globe. So I never get a map here because I know where I'm going, but I figured I would get one so I could show it today. And this shows the zoo. It shows where the garden's at. They call that the West Campus, and the East Campus is the zoo. And that shows all the different kind of animals they have here. So that over there being built is the new Aquarium and Reptile Conservation Center, which is better known as the Ark. The one that was there for many years has been replaced, and I am terribly excited for it to open, whenever that may be. They have been doing construction on that, I do believe, for right at a year now. This is the awesome sea lion landing, and there you go. They're coming up. They came to say hello. These nice misting machines here, and that just feels so good. I probably could stand here all day, but if I stand here all day, you won't get to see any of the zoo. And you can see over here that our trees are finally starting to change color some. So it's not long and it'll be fall. This is a piece of artwork. It says, "Trash to Treasure Sea Turtle, created from litter collected along the Saluda River by Riverbanks Zoo teams." And here's another one. This was also collected along the Saluda River. They even got binoculars in that one. And this is also another thing that was made out of trash. So this over here shows what's in there. You got the California sea lion and the harbor seal. I almost call them Carolina sea lion since they're in South Carolina, but it's the California sea lion. And there's another thing that's trash to treasure. That's the octopus there. So this says sea lion or seal. What's the difference? Sea lions and seals are closely related. Both of these marine mammals hunt underwater and inhabit many parts of the world. To tell them apart, look for these differences. California sea lions use their front flippers like bird wings to fly through the water. Harbor seals swim streamline style with powerful back flippers while steering with their front flippers. A sea lion is up to 8 feet long and 850 pounds. And a seal is 5 to 6 feet long and can get up to 300 pounds. He's up there on the hill. I don't know how good he's showing up. He's right there. And he's leaving. The gorillas at Riverbanks are the western lowland gorillas, and they are the most widespread of all gorilla subspecies. It lives in family groups in remote rainforests of western Africa. Poaching, disease, and habitat loss have caused a significant decline in the number of gorillas in the wild, and apparently they're coming out. Mom is saying, Donna, Donna, Donna. So here we go. And here's the Riverbanks gorillas. I remember whenever those two little fellas was born. And this one, that is my spirit. He is antisocial. He does not like the other gorillas, so they have to separate him from the rest of them. If he's outside, they have to be inside. And if he's inside, they are outside. So they do separate them so they can all have their time. But it works out great for them. Here comes another one. So cute. That's one of the babies. These are the lemurs here. We need Madagascar vibes. One of those things we like to move it, move it. And that up there is the fishing cat. Looks like a harmless little kitty right there. But it's not. Right up there is the two-toed sloth and the white-faced socky monkey. And those sloths are actually moving pretty fast today. So that down there is the meerkat, if it will come and show itself. They got some new ones recently, so they would have some to go with the ones they had. But I don't know where they're all at. I'm gonna go over there where it's cool. It is hot. Guess that one cannot swim Hakuna Matata. It has no worries. But if you look over there, you see the rhinos are coming up next. Maybe if I put the camera in the right direction, you can see the rhinos. So this says a place for rhinos in the wild. Many governments and organizations have set up national parks, game parks, and conservancies to provide animals a safe place to live in the wild. White rhinos are often moved to these locations. The rhinos in these spaces are protected by armed law enforcement and security. It is dangerous and expensive work. Tourists eager to see these rare animals in the wild help provide jobs and income to communities protecting wildlife. So before we had the rhinos here, we had elephants. But then all of them passed away except for one, so they moved her to another zoo so she would not be by herself. And then we got these 3 rhinos that we have now. There's one of the babies over there eating something. Probably an apple or something. Says the white rhino is the second largest land mammal after the elephant. It lives in herds and grazes in savannas and shrublands of southern Africa. Most rhinos in the wild now live in areas heavily protected by law enforcement to prevent poaching for their horns. So here is Meet Our Rhinos. We have Bill, which is 4,500 pounds. He often uses his horn to move rocks and logs around the habitat. This makes his horn shorter and more worn down than others. Then we have Winifred. She is 3,400 pounds and growing. And Winnie's healthy appetite for hay is helping her continue to grow. She loves a good back rub from the animal care staff. Then we have Candy. She's 4,100 pounds, and Candy can be a bit sassy as our eldest female. She will vocalize and use her body to indicate when she or Winnie need more personal space. And that is a brave little lizard right there. So these are the Galapagos turtles, or tortoise. And it says that they may be one of the longest lived land animals and have been documented to live more than 100 years. It is possible that some of the old timers in the Galapagos today hatched around the time of Charles Darwin's visits in the 1830s. They just look like huge rocks walking around. Super cool spider web too, if you can see it. And this says, coming back from the brink, once driven to the brink of extinction due to hunting, habitat destruction, and the introduction of domestic animals to the island, Galapagos tortoises are now on the road to recovery. Today, the Galapagos Islands are a protected national park, and conservation efforts are helping to restore both the ecosystem and population. So there's a look at the arc. That is going to be nice.
Are you back to school July 2nd birthday?
Oh, there's the alligator. He actually moved. A lot of times you'll hear people say, is he real? Yes, he's real. Thinking that goat over there behind the door might be sleeping. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden video for today. We did not go around the whole zoo, as you can tell, because it got hot.
Too hot.
It did. So we're definitely going back in October, or that's the plan, so we can see it decorated for Halloween, and then I'll do another video then. And hopefully I'll make it over to the garden then, because the garden is actually my most favorite part of the zoo. So how'd you enjoy it today other than being hot?
I felt like I was melting.
It was rather steamy. It was 93 degrees whenever we got back in the car.
I just felt just like the water was, deliberately speaking, it was pouring off.
It was. She had a trail of sweat going down her back. I rarely sweat, but I do sweat occasionally, but rarely, so I did not have that problem. But overall, it was a nice day. I was glad that we got to see the sea lions. The rhinos were out. The gorillas were really active today.
Very active.
But the tiger was asleep, so I didn't get to show him. The koala bear was asleep. The lions were not out. The bear was not out. And by the time we got back around to the front of the zoo, we're just like, we're going in the gift shop to see what they got, and we're leaving. So that's exactly what we did. So the rest of the zoo will be in another video in the future, because I've got Halloween, I've got Christmas, and then any other time I want to go. So I'm gonna do it since I know Mom has retired from saying this.
I didn't.
So if see, I was stealing her thunder, so now she decides to hop back in. Yes, so subscribe if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then don't subscribe, and don't bother to do anything else with it either.
Go ahead and subscribe. You might be missing something.
Yeah, I do all kind of stuff. I do zoos, state parks, museums, nature trails, Buc-ee's. Where else do we go?
Okay.
Yeah, you name it, we've been there.
Well, I mean, we don't just stick to one thing.
Yeah, we're not a one act. We're many acts. So you never know what you might be missing. You might see something on one of the videos and be like, you know what, I want to go there too. So now I have seen it, and I think I shall do a trip as well. But that's going to do it for this one, even though I did not show the whole zoo. Hope you enjoyed what you did get to see, and we'll see you somewhere else in the future. Bye.
Hope so.
Well, hopefully. Just, Such a negative Nelly. Then everybody wonders where I get it from. Bye again.